Hey, this is the World Advice channel. What I want to talk about today is a question that a lot of people are wondering now, which is the question of will Donald Trump win the 2024 election if he is at least able to run for president 2024, despite all of his legal issues that keep on coming up here and there. If he were to run in a 2024 election, would he win? So for this video, I'm going to explain in a very logical and thorough way, will he win or not? So let's get straight to it. Will Donald Trump win the 2024 election if he runs for president? The simple answer to that question has to simply be a yes. He will win the 2024 election. Now, even as someone who doesn't really like Trump and is definitely more left wing than right wing and has always been that way, the truth of the matter is he will win because the left wing in America haven't done a very good job at all, to be honest with you. Okay? They haven't done a good job in defending the leader who they have in a position of power, known as Joe Biden, as I'm certain you're all aware. They haven't done a good job defending him. A lot of things that are going on in America right now, that of course are not very positive, such as inflation, is being blamed on Joe Biden. But a lot of these things, but just in general for that matter, inflation has nothing to do with Joe Biden and his policies. Inflation is something that has been building up for a long period of time. And the COVID-19 pandemic that we've just obviously have just moved on from, particularly of this year, 2023, um, you know, the COVID pandemic, of course, made inflation a lot worse. Of course, as alongside the fact of the war in Ukraine also definitely contributed to the inflation crisis as well. So the truth of the matter is this whole belief system that, well, it's Joe Biden's fault, let's blame Joe Biden for everything from the rising price of food, oil, and all that stuff is simply not true. But the thing is, the Democrats haven't done a good enough job in counteracting that argument that a lot of these people are making. Because I'm Canadian, and as well as the British, as well have also said the same thing. It's that the price of everything is rising. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden, particularly. This is going on all across the world. It has nothing to do with him whatsoever. But the Democrats haven't done a very good job in defending him. Instead of saying, yeah, this has nothing to do with Joe Biden, they haven't been very aggressive. Some have mentioned it, but they haven't been on a very aggressive offensive campaign to let people know, yes, this is not something that has anything to do with Joe Biden. This is clearly something that is not a result of his policies whatsoever. They haven't done a good job. And a right wing, to put it bluntly, in all honesty, they might not necessarily be as intellectually, knowledgeable as the left wingers in general for that matter. Um and have a lot of the advantages left wingers tend to have. But one thing they do have is that they're very aggressive when they do things and they say things, especially when it comes to their beliefs. And the thing is that if you're gonna obviously not confront the issues and you're dealing with right wingers, you're gonna have a lot of issues because the right wingers are just going on the offense and posting their comments everywhere and just all that type of stuff and just attacking, finding people's videos and attacking them, like on Fox News. Fox News goes around attacking people all the time, and all these right wing outlets, they're going on the offense. And if you're not, and they are having a lot of success, to put it bluntly. Okay, because they're very aggressive. Right wingers are very, very aggressive. So if you're not going to go on be very aggressive too, you're going to lose. It's as simple as that. So that's what left wing just hasn't done a good enough job. They haven't done a good enough job going on the offense, and for that reason, this whole fallacy that Joe Biden's to blame for everything, particularly inflation, is just becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's definitely definitely not true at all. Now, the second reason why Donald Trump is going to win the 2024 election, I personally believe, is of course the woke people have to find a way to ruin everything. And the woke people who personally believe, well, capitalism is evil, it's wrong, and this and that. Instead of realizing maybe it's kind of smarter to actually put your effort into figuring out better ways we can kind of, resolve the corruption issue we obviously have in the Western world, particularly, of course, pertaining to America, by actually maybe making sure there's better anti-corruption measures and stuff. But nope, they can't realize that, they can't figure out that maybe sometimes things just come down to technical problems. They have to go to the extreme of simply saying capitalism doesn't work. Which, when you look at the history of socialism, every nation that has ever accepted socialism has completely fallen apart. Just look it up. Literally, look up every nation that has ever accepted socialism. It is a complete mess of a nation. I've been to Cuba. It doesn't look that great there. It's a great country with great history, rich culture, but it doesn't look that good there. And that's not just Cuba, just any nation has accepted socialism. Tell me one nation has accepted socialism that's actually thriving in the world, or you see is thriving. None. Socialism doesn't work, especially when it's extreme socialism, which is just straight up communism. It doesn't work. It's been proven time and time again. Socialism, communism, that type of belief system doesn't work. But these people, of course, are not very smart. They just simply want to blame everything on capitalism instead of realizing that capitalism is just like anything. It can be modified. Like, I'm Canadian, we definitely have we're definitely a capitalistic country, but we have things like free healthcare, for crying out loud. So you can obviously resolve issues like that. So you don't have to like be, you can obviously resolve issues like that, to put it bluntly. But of course, these people don't want to listen. Everything is just simply, let's blame capitalism's fault. So that's another reason why. Because the thing is, of course, the American people are not do not want to take a chance with socialism, because the thing about the world is that if you make a simple mistake in this world, remember, you can't take it back. And every nation that's ever embraced socialism has always collapsed and has fallen apart. So why the hell would the American people want to take a belief system that they don't even know if it's going to really work? And that's a problem with a lot of these left wingers. They don't realize, okay, capitalism might have its shortcomings, but at the same time it works. It's a very easy system to understand and stuff. They don't want to listen to that. They just simply want to go to socialism, and instead of realizing maybe we can find technical ways to actually solve problems, they just simply want to say, oh, socialism's better, capitalism's flawed, and all that type of crap. And of course, the American people are not going to want it, because American people, first and foremost, have been taught historically communism, socialism is terrible, capitalism is the best system. So traditionally, that's already ingrained in their head. And secondly, why would anyone want to take a risk to go to a system that might not even work at all? And they haven't done that, and that's what turns people off. And they haven't focused on the issues, the left wing, of course, haven't focused on the issues people actually really care about. Instead of just jumping a boat to say, let's become socialists. And that's one of the things that's turning a lot of people off. Because of course Americans are gonna look at that stuff and say, well, that's stupid. Why don't we just support Donald Trump? At least when he was in power, things were not as bad. But, which of course is a lie, because also years ago we didn't have things like COVID, as well as some of the other issues we have in the world. At least when he was running for president, he came at a time, his presidency was ending around the time those issues started to come up. But but of course people are not going to listen to it. They're just going to look at it from a nostalgic lens. So the truth of the matter is that, simply put it, um simply put it, he's going to win the election. The left wing just has done a terrible job. They haven't done a good job, and it's just going to get worse, in all honesty. They just haven't done a good job. So hopefully he might be impeached or something. But for now, no. He's probably going to do quite well for his election, but hopefully, things get better. So anyway, this is my video. I hope you liked it. If you like videos like this, remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And that's all I have to say. And simply put it, later.